everyone, this is Lauren Steiner from the Robust Opposition. I'm here at 8484 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills, where they're about to start a protest in front of the Brazilian embassy because the new president has told agriculture and loggers that they can burn down the rainforest, 75 separate fires, thousands and thousands of acres, and the rainforest is half the size of Europe and is absolutely necessary for carbon sink.
We're here to make a presence in front of this building to say that we do not agree. This is not a representation of who we are as people, not here, not in Brazil, not in any country. Almost in every part of the world, there are people who don't agree with their government and what they're doing. And that is a universal feeling. And I think it's so beautiful to really, really start saying that and uniting with each other, because we feel the same. We feel the same pain, we feel the same injustice, and we know that it can be different because we're living differently. We are here right now for what's happening to the Amazon in Brazil, also in Bolivia are getting affected by it. I'm also from Bolivia, and Paraguay is also getting affected by the fires. For the people who are currently over there right now experiencing what I can't even imagine what they're going through, all for greed and for money and for something that doesn't represent humanity, and for the animals, for the millions of animals who are burning up alive, who don't have control of anything that humans do.
Good afternoon for everybody. We are from the Collective for a Democratic Brazil. We've been fighting just like for quite some time, and we would like to talk about what's really going on there. The thing is, we had just like protection laws, we had just like agencies that were taking care of the Amazon and just like looking, just like trying to diminish deforestation, just like for the past administrations. But this administration right now is just like posing a threat not only for the forest but for the indigenous people that live there. And not only for that, they are doing that because just like they want to transform the Amazon in pasture. They want to start mining because the Amazon has a lot of gold, has a lot of different minerals in there. So that's why they are just like trying to do that right now. And Bolsonaro is burning down the Amazon, just like expecting that nobody would notice and nobody would do anything. That's the point. So that's why it's very important everybody to be here and this start spread around the world, because just like this fascist government that we are having there, it's not only destroying the Amazon, it's destroying everything that we fought super hard to build. It's destroying the education, defunding the public universities in there. He's just like fighting for the pension system, just like with the people that just like the elder that just like need the pension to leave. Just like now his next targets for sure is going to be the public health that we had there, because Brazil is one of the few countries in the world that has universal public health. So for sure, of course, they are going to start fighting against that. So it's not just like this is a whole entire complex problem. It's not only the Amazon, there are several other issues that we are fighting for too, and that's important because just like the Amazon, it's just like it's not only the lungs of the world but brought the attention of the entire world for what's going on there.
Hi, thank you for being here, everyone. My name is Ana Paula. I collaborate with this collective of Fórum Brasil Democrático, but I'm also a member of a U.S. network for defending democracy in Brazil. So it's very important to unite and to be together, different organizations, not only a network of Brazilian groups. And we know the Amazon is not a Brazilian problem, so that's the difference. Like, we are suffering so many issues, but we are talking here about a global problem, about a system that is destroying natural resources without really caring about the future of this planet. So it's very important to reunite people that are here because of animals, because of our environment, and also because of the indigenous and the native populations. But we do also understand that this could be like a beginning of something big. For the past 3 weeks, the Amazon is in chains and it's in flames, and people normally were not being aware of that because the news all over is not showing. So I thank you also, the news, the media vehicles that are here to try to make this message, spread the message. So actions that we could think of together, things like I'm seeing here, like boycotting Brazilian meat and trying to talk to our countries. So the president, Macron, is trying to see if the issues of Amazon could be discussed in the G7 meeting that will happen this weekend. So we know that it's important to have an international global coalition of different institutions, different countries about towards something that is ours. That's not about sovereignty, like the way that Bolsonaro is trying to put. That was not what former President Lula defended. It's totally different situation. He was defending, for instance, not to have like bases, military bases next to the Amazon. That's what is happening. The way that current President Bolsonaro is trying to attach, like to treat this causes, saying that he will send the army. So we need water, we need the fires to stop, and we need them to stop the farmers, because we know that they have established a fire day and they are doing these fires criminal, and like the criminal fires, it's not due to the drought, it's not due to the other like natural causes, they are criminal fires. So thank you, and let's fight, and let's make that message like go bigger, and we try to start targeting the companies as well, and make some of the companies in the country say that they cannot be doing business with this country that would destroy our planet. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Anna. I'm also with the Collective for Democratic Brazil. Live here in LA. As you experience being Americans, having a president that spreads so many lies, that has such a terrible discourse, you know how that terrible discourse condones violence and stimulates violence, and that's what's happening in Brazil. Even before he took office, the attacks on indigenous communities grew a lot. We're having on LGBT population, on quilombolas, on traditional communities, the same environmental conditions that were in place last year are in place this year. So there is no special drought, there is no special condition that is fostering those fires. As Ana Paula said, those were started, there was a day of fires started by farmers. This is so criminal, and this is what is being spreading for the past 3 weeks and burning the Amazon the way it is. It's an increase of 82% in deforestation if compared to last year. This is unacceptable, and the forest has no borders. It's not a property of Brazil, as it's been trying to say, that is a national issue. It isn't. The Amazon is the lung of the world. It's our problem, and it's our generation. I have a son, an 11-year-old son, and I want him to be able to breathe. I want him to be able to experience the world and know animals and know plants, and I don't want him to inherit a future that's been destroyed and burned down because of the interests of a small group of catters and miners, and in the name of private profit. We need a system change. We need a way that the forest is not a commodity anymore, and this has been the basis of the Brazilian economy for too long. We need system change, so it is very important that everyone gets together here, continue denouncing, and also supporting indigenous organizations and indigenous groups and quilombola groups, the traditional communities in Brazil. They know what they're doing. They live in the forest and they take care of the forest for centuries, and the forests remain intact while it was in their power, and we need to listen to them and support them. And it is proven when you look at satellite data, where the indigenous communities are, the forest is protected. So I call you on to continue denouncing what's going on there, and also to making sure that you continue supporting the protectors of the forest. Thank you very much.
Just to add one last thing, like our president doesn't really care about what the German president or like Chen saying, or the France or any human rights institution, but he cares a lot about what Trump says. So the American, like he's like opening borders for Americans to arrive. He's doing like a open trade with America. So what comes from here has a huge impact on Brazil. So when your legislators and when your president starts saying something to save the Amazon, he will have to listen, because it's the only one that he's listened to now. So let's go on the sidewalk.
No.
We will.
We will. Okay. All right, so just be patient.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm asking you to move to the
You're
sidewalk.
asking? We got it.
We're gonna finish this one thing and then we're moving. And it's gonna take work. It's gonna take sacrifice. It's gonna take looking at ourselves in ways that we've never wanted to before, but it has to. It has to. And one way to start, we must go vegan.
That's right.
And I don't say
That's
that.
right.
Wait. And I don't say that for my agenda. And I don't say that for the animals only. And I don't say that for Earth. I say it for you. We have to take responsibility, people.
That's it.
We must. Because right now, if you do your research, animal agriculture is the main reason we are dying.
I just went vegan myself, but animal agriculture is not the reason our planet is dying, okay? And I'm really sorry that there are not environmentalists out here. I really appreciated the comments by the Brazilian people, and I have an idea that I want to share with them about protesting outside of these Brazilian churrasqueiro restaurants. As I said, it is 75 fires are burning in the Amazon. The Amazon is the source of carbon sequestration. We have the Greenland ice sheets melting. We have the permafrost in the Arctic melting. We have fires in Siberia. It is game over. Even Bernie Sanders' plan, which he just released yesterday, that's going to get us carbon-free by 2050, that is too late. Google deep adaptation. I firmly believe that we only have about 10 years left, and I personally am getting out of this hellhole, moving to North Carolina, buying some land, growing food. It is really, really catastrophic. I've already told my children who are 22 and 26 not to have children because they will be bringing them into an extremely inhospitable, if not uninhabitable world when those children become adults. So take this seriously, folks, and do something. But this is a sign. The climate change is real. It's not in the future. It's happening. It's here. Thank you very much.